Last week, you'll recall the story of Sal Grover. That's the new mum who gave birth and was then asked to sign a Medicare form referring to her as a birthing parent rather than a mother. After immediately taking this up on Twitter, new Human Services Minister Bill Shorten swiftly acted to reverse the decision, telling the Nine newspapers today he was trying to shut down a culture war. In comes Adam Bandt straight on the back of that, who has come out against Bill Shorten, urging him to reconsider his decision because, as argued by Bandt, birthing parent is actually more inclusive, which is what we need, don't we? More men like Adam Bandt coming out in erasing women. You've got to wonder how on earth we ended up here, don't you? Joining me now, as she does every Monday for a bit of common sense, the wonderful Erin Molan for Word on the Street. It probably won't do his career any good, Erin, but kudos, getting praise from me, but kudos to Bill Shorten for reversing this decision. But, just like clockwork, out comes Adam Bandt.
Well, at least he might leave the Australian flag alone now, Peter. That might be something. But it really is ridiculous, the whole thing. And what generally seems to be missing, if you can even call it a debate, in debates like these, are the people that are meant to be offended by it. It is always someone potentially offended on someone else's potential behalf. It really is so silly. It just doesn't matter. I'm a mother. It's probably the thing that defines me more than anything else. It's the thing that I am most proud of, the achievement that I love more than anything else. It's a special word to me, and most people I know who might fit into another category are not offended by the term mother. What do everyday Australians think? We know what Adam Bandt thinks. Let's see what everyday Aussies think.
It's just unnecessary, probably. Yeah, just keep it as mother.
I would prefer mother to stay on the birth certificate because no one else can give birth to a child.
Oh, I understand birthing parent. Society's changed and a birthing parent could be anyone these days. It's not old school, but yeah, I understand it.
It's an emotional issue for lots of people. I think mother's a great term, and represents the majority of cases.
No, there's no way. Mothers are mothers, fathers are fathers. Seriously, no.
I think it's a bit ridiculous, to be honest. Why? Why are they doing this? My personal opinion is I think we're complicating things that don't need to be complicated.
Yeah, and she makes a great point, but you understand why governments feel the need to do this, because people get offended on behalf of other people, not the people that are meant to be offended themselves. It's just ridiculous, the whole thing.
Yeah, but in the latest census, not the one that just come out because they didn't put a figure on the number of transgender people in Australia, but the previous census, and again, it's a self-selecting number, but it's 1,260 people in that census identified, 1,260 identified as transgender. Now, if you assume half are men transitioning to women, a half are women transitioning to men, you've got roughly about 600 people at any given time who could potentially be this birthing parent question, and then if they've got to be the right age, if they've got to be pregnant, blah, 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 blah. It's minuscule when you've got a population of 25 million, and half of that 25 million are women, and most women either have children or the potential to have children. It erases a vast number of Australians, and I think that when you talk to people out there in the real world, Erin, they're not without sympathy for the trans argument. No one wants to offend transgender people. But by trying to be so inclusive of them that you offend women and girls, I think that's where everyone has said, this has gone too far.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And the thought of anyone not feeling included or feeling uncomfortable is awful. I want everyone to feel comfortable and happy, whatever lifestyle they choose, whoever they are inside, whatever they want to be. Anyone in the world can be whoever they want to be. I don't understand why it needs to be at the expense of something else that's pre-existing, or at the expense of something else that a large chunk of the population identifies with and considers to be incredibly special. We can all coexist. We don't need to cancel out one thing to make a small group of people feel better. I just don't, and they are not asking for it. I think that's the big thing. Where are the people that fit into that category who are offended by the term mother? Where are they? It's people offended on their behalf.
No, but it all goes back. It all goes back to the hard Marxist ideology, and this is where Adam Bandt was so quick to pop up today. It's all centred about destruction of the nuclear family. I mean, they don't want fathers, they don't want mothers. They want all of us reduced to being, supported by the state, and even the sense of community we have in Australia destroyed. So I think that's part of the bigger agenda. Now, good on Bill Shorten for speaking out.
Absolutely, he did a great job, I thought. Good on him.